When Chief Elections Officer Keith Lowenfiled made another court appearance in the Georgetown Magistrates Court on Friday morning, the prosecution informed the magistrate that the 3 private criminal charges filed against the senior GCOM functionary in relation to alleged electoral fraud have been withdrawn, but the charges which the police instituted will remain in court.
The trial for those matters is scheduled to begin on Monday, and they come today with Friday, and they withdrew those charges. So they clearly, as we had said at the start of that trial, were not in a position to commence them. They clearly realized that they were not in a position to commence them. And the Director of Public Prosecutions, after our invitation several months ago to review them and withdraw the charges, has waited until the matter is about to start to withdraw the charges. So I don't need to comment on that. That speaks for itself.
Lowenfield's attorney, Nigel Hughes. The 3 private criminal charges were filed against Lowenfield by the New Movement candidate Daniel Kanai and People's Progressive Party civic candidate Desmond Morayon. In the case against the police versus Lawrence, Mingo, Lowenfield and others, Mr. Hughes said he and his team object to Sanjeev Dattadin being given approval to prosecute in the cases because he's a sitting PPP Member of Parliament, and that to have Mr. Dattadin lead the prosecution has the appearance of bias.
To give him the responsibility for the prosecution of a matter which is highly political in nature, and which Mr. Hanneman agreed had political consequences, we believe is a poor exercise of her discretion. But more importantly and more fundamentally, all prosecutors have a responsibility for fairness. They have no interest in conviction, they have a responsibility for fairness. Part of that responsibility is that they must bring all the information to the court, whether it's in favor of their case or against their case. The Legal Practitioners Act has a specific requirement, says that all prosecutors have an obligation to be dispassionate. We believe that the appointment of a sitting government MP as a prosecutor completely violates all of those and has the appearance of bias.
Nightly News was also informed Friday afternoon that the private criminal charges against Region 4 returning officer Clairmont Mingo and the chairman of the People's National Congress Reform Volda Lawrence have also been withdrawn.
That if Mr. Dattadin or any prosecutor who has a political bias comes across information that is in favor of an accused person, that they will share that information. And therefore we believe Mr. Lowenfield's right to a fair trial has been adversely impaired. We've invited the court to consider this, and we certainly will be taking further steps in relation to this. The court ordered us to put over our submissions in writing, and we come back in 3 weeks.
Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.